And Happy New Year, everybody. We are getting ready for the Citrus Bowl, a game that will kick off in just a matter of minutes. And one of the busiest guys I know is the one and only Mr. Ross Peterson, who joins us now in the WHO studios. And Ross, let me first tell you, Happy New Year, buddy.
Happy New Year to you. How was, did you have fun last night?
I had a great time. My son was did a little about an hour and 15-minute set. He was done at 10 o'clock. I was in bed by 10:30, and it was beautiful. And so now it just started snowing where I'm at. And the reason we're not in the studio together today is because a little pesky thing called the winter storm warning. So is it snowing where you're at?
No, not right now, but man, it is a sheet of ice around central Iowa. So
yeah, it was that way yesterday, and it just started snowing where I'm at. So you can bet it's coming your way for sure, because I live west of you, so it's all heading east. What do you think about today's Citrus Bowl between Kentucky? This is the first ever matchup between Iowa and Kentucky.
And I guess that doesn't surprise me. I mean, the Hawks play like what, 15 teams over the course of 10 years, something like that. I mean, there's not a lot of change-up that happens with the Hawkeye schedule. So that sort of stuff doesn't ever surprise me. I don't think this is a good matchup, Travis. The more I watch this, the more I kind of see what is coming out of Orlando. Seems like Kentucky is really amped up for this game. This game means a lot to this Wildcat team. And I'm not saying it doesn't mean a lot to the Hawkeyes, but they've been here, right? I mean, this is not like brand new to these Hawkeyes, bowl games and being a top 25 team. And I'm not trying to play like we're Alabama, but you understand what I'm saying. Like,
no, I know what you mean.
Kentucky and I were in two very different spots as programs, and now those two spots have converged here. And I do believe that in these bowl games, what we've seen is motivation matters. If being at these games and winning this game matters, you can see it on the field sometimes. We saw it with Purdue last night.
It was interesting because all along I thought Spencer Petras was going to be the starting quarterback for the Iowa Hawkeyes. And yesterday, Kirk Ferentz comes out and says, well, it's a game time decision, and you'll find out at 1 o'clock today, or I guess 1 o'clock Eastern, noon today. Here's his comments on the quarterback.
Yeah, I really don't think it's that big a deal. I know it is to everybody been asked about it, but we have faith in both guys. Both have done a great job, and ultimately, it's really more about how our team plays, quite frankly, and that's our goal, is to play good, team offense, and hopefully, be able to move the ball and score some points.
Thoughts on that?
I had a hard time hearing it, Travis, so I can't really give you thoughts on it.
He just basically said, listen, it doesn't really matter who plays quarterback. Their job is to have a productive offense is what they're looking for. I don't disagree with it, but what that means is we got an interesting offseason coming up for Iowa for sure.
That's exactly, without even hearing it, I knew that's what my take was going to be, is, wow, this makes for an interesting offseason. And Travis, I do think I agree with his initial point. This is one of the things that I was talking about, or we talked a lot about, when the Spencer Petras, Alex Padilla conversation was kicking up. Quarterback is not the key position for a Kirk Ferentz offense. The offense is never going to rely on having a guy that can throw the ball 75 yards through the air, or is going to throw the ball 65 times in a game or something crazy. A Kirk Ferentz offense is going to be run by a quarterback that is going to keep the car in the lane. And yeah, I agree with him. Like, as silly as it is, it doesn't matter who plays quarterback. I understand, I think, what he's saying there, in that neither one of these guys has a skill set that's going to just blow the other one out of the water. Our game plan isn't going to change drastically on which one is out there. And quite frankly, our numbers and productivity aren't going to change based on who's out there.
You know what position is important is the running back position, right? And now Tyler Goodson, of course, not with the Hawkeyes. He's declared for the NFL draft. I know you're going to have trouble hearing this, but here's what Kirk had to say yesterday about the running backs heading into this game with.
Sure. When Tyler made his decision, really wasn't counting on Ivory to be available. So, our plan was just to go with Gavin and LaShawn, and we got faith in both those guys. LaShawn really hasn't played much, but he's practiced really well. I think, as you know, he's kind of caught our attention last spring, really started to ascend. And then getting Ivory back is just a bonus for us. And, happy to say he's had 2 good weeks of practice right now. So he looks like he's in shape and looks like he's going to be fine. And that'll help us on our special teams as well. So, the answer is we'll probably play all three of them, rotate them in there, and, there'd be certain situations we may favor one over the other, but, I feel good about the group as a whole.
So we have Gavin Williams, most likely going to be the starting running back. LaShawn Williams in there, and Ivory Kelly-Martin also back. So I like Gavin Williams. Every time I've been able to watch him this year and watch him on the field, I like the potential he has. He's a redshirt freshman. LaShawn Williams also a redshirt freshman. So he has some youth there, but I think you could see the future of the Iowa running game today.
I would be really surprised if Ivory Kelly-Martin isn't the guy that's getting the first carries or maybe even the most carries or goal line carries or something like that. Kirk Ferentz obviously loves that young man.
If he doesn't fumble.
Has kept him around a long time. What'd you say?
If he doesn't fumble.
Well, I mean, but Travis, he's had those problems and still gets the ball. That's the thing
true.
That we've all looked around and gone, wait, that's not a Kirk Ferentz thing. Most of the time you fumble the ball, you're out, man. They must really like this kid. And you even hear it there when he says, boy, we're really glad to have Ivory Kelly-Martin back. And it does bring a little bit of, seniority or stability to that, to those two redshirt freshmen. I like Gavin Williams a lot, a Central Iowa kid. And I've been watching his career since he was like a sophomore at Southeast Polk, and we knew he was going to be at least an Iowa recruit and all those things. So, again, a lot. Do I wish that we had Tyler Goodson? Absolutely. Would this offense be better with Tyler Goodson? 100%. It's a little bit like the quarterback thing. I don't think it's a huge deal. I don't think it's a huge drop-off to go down to Gavin and LaShawn Williams and Ivory Kelly-Martin.
Yeah, really, I'm with you on that. I don't think it's a huge drop off at all. And I mean, you'll miss parts of Tyler Goodson. I like when he got to the edge, he was extremely dangerous, running between the tackles. Maybe not the best, but this is just an intriguing game. The interesting part about this, Ross, both these teams are tied for the lead in FBS, I believe it is, with 15 consecutive non-conference wins. Both have 15 consecutive non-con wins. Iowa's dates back to the 2017 bowl game. Kentucky's dates back to the 2018 win over Penn State in the Citrus Bowl, ironically. So somebody's going to leave here today holding their record by themselves, having won the 16th straight non-con win.
Cool. You get like a belt for that or something?
Hell, they give belts out for anything right now. They had a Cheez-It Bowl belt the other night. Did you see that in the Iowa State game where they had, for the most valuable player, got the Cheez-It Bowl belt?
I don't even know who was the MVP of that game.
You know what? I don't either, because Iowa State didn't win. And as soon as I knew they were,
it was
Sean,
over.
Who
was the MVP of that game the other night? Of the Clemson Iowa State game.
Do you know what I see? You're gonna have to. Yeah, I'm gonna have you stand up and model, because you got the houndstooth, man. I want to see the houndstooth coat. I want you to stand up.
No, here's the deal. So I'm definitely dressed down for today. I mean,
that's fine. Right? That's fine. Yeah, we're doing radio.
I'm wearing the long underwear t-shirt. Okay.
Yeah.
Punting is winning.
Yes.
Corey Taylor. By the way, did you hear what he did with the money that he had raised?
Yeah, that's really cool, isn't it? Yeah.
But yeah, this is the jacket. One of the things my wife got for me. I love this jacket.
Oh my God. Look at you. You are like a Euro model. You're like Friedrich, right? You're going to be in like Vogue. Look at you. You are he is walking the runway, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody's going to look at him walking the WHO runway. He's got this down. That you look good in houndstooth, brother.
Well, I appreciate that.
I don't have a fashion sense.
I think you got to have this certain body type to pull this coat off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to be skinny.
Yeah.
Fat dudes like me cannot make a houndstooth longer coat like that work.
You got three things going against you: fat, old, and bald.
Wow, that is so true. Yeah, my wife tells me that all the time.
At least you're not skinny and weird looking like me.
Yeah, but you've miraculously grown your hair back, which is, again, amazing.
Dude, I'm convinced it's stress. I'm convinced that was stress.
What? Why it fell out, or why it's growing back?
Why it fell out.
You can follow us on Twitter at WHO Soundoff. Ross is in a really, really good mood today. There's Sean Roberts' backside for some reason.
I'm trying to do some engineering.
The best side.
Well, that's showing you how wide his butt is what it is.
I'm doing engineering things because the game's on ABC. We don't get it here in the studio, and I'm trying to maneuver things.
Well, it's interesting you said, because we're getting a lot of people who are complaining already about, it's not on Mediacom, it's not on Dish. People are like, where do we find the game? And you find the game by, if you live in Des Moines, use an old-fashioned antenna, right?
Expect to see the
And then if you don't want to use an old-fashioned antenna, you get the YouTube TV, get the Hulu Live. Jason says, can we get a halftime report of Travis using a snowblower? Did you see I got a snowblower yesterday, Ross?
Well, I saw you got one of those green things.
I'm sorry for being environmentally friendly, all right? I got an Ego snowblower.
Saving the planet, are you?
I'm saving the planet, because I said besides the lithium...
One two-cycle engine at a time?
Listen, besides those wonderful lithium-ion batteries that just suck the energy out of the earth to produce, my carbon footprint's pretty good with this thing. So now I have the electric mower, the battery-powered mower. I got the battery-powered blower. I got the battery-powered trimmer, and I now get the battery-powered snowblower.
Yeah.
Yeah. They do want to know, is that houndstooth, though? It looks like houndstooth.
I don't know what houndstooth is. I know it's a jacket, Chad.
But, I mean, 30-year-old rabbit ears, no problem. See, that's from Brad. See?
Boom.
And I'm telling you, if you've never had the HD signal over the antenna, it's a better picture than what Dish, Mediacom, YouTube TV, anything.
I don't mean to cut you short, but we are having a crisis around here, and I've got to go because we can't. I forgot all about this problem that you were just brought up. I really did.
Oh, you can't.
And we right now are not in a position where we can watch the game that's kicking off in 3 minutes that we need to be talking about.
Okay,
so,
I will let you go, and then
right,
I'll finish up this live shot just to let everybody know. The game is coming up on News Radio 1040 WHO at noon. Gary Dolphin and Podolak will have the call on the Iowa Radio Network. The Jethro's Barbecue Sound Off starts at 5 o'clock or right after the network goes off the air. We're anticipating that's going to be at 5 o'clock. We're going to be on the air till 8 o'clock tonight. You can follow us on Twitter throughout the game at WHO Sound Off. Ross and myself will be back after the first quarter at halftime, after the third quarter, and of course after the game right here live on Facebook and Twitter and all those cool social media spots. So enjoy the game. Iowa against Kentucky, the first time ever these two teams have squared off, and enjoy the game. And don't forget, go Hawks. We'll see you after the first quarter.